Jaxen, a former cop turned private investigator in the city of Atlanta, is hired to beat some sense into a doctor whose neighbor, out of concern, sought the services of Jaxen to put the fear of God into Bob Myers. Immediately, Jaxen mentions Lisa's name, warning Bob to cease beating her up. He gets furious and obnoxious, engaging Jaxen in a fight he loses in a matter of minutes.
Me about my wife?
After defeating Bob, Jaxen promises to keep the whooping a secret and makes Bob feel some remorse for his conduct. R&B star Jahari takes a break from the studio, and on her way out, her car is hijacked by a strange fellow. Jaxen goes to a club belonging to his friend Riri. He runs into Gina, an old friend he actually dated years back. The duo catch up on old times, and Jaxen ensures to inform her that he works as the head of security of the club. The lovebirds wonder what actually made them lose touch with each other, as they still find each other incredibly attractive. After a long chit-chat, Jaxen and Gina arrive at his house where the evening ends blissfully for them. The following morning, Gina is already gone, but Jaxen finds himself at gunpoint by men sent by Brains Holland, a business associate. Despite Jackson's plea to the armed goon to put the gun down, he refuses, so Jaxen knocks them all out. He immediately visits Swerve City Records, a record label owned by Holland, who claims that he sent his guys over to Jackson's house to get his attention. Jaxen requests for money to fix the items broken in his apartment during the fight. Holland claims he wants to hire Jaxen to investigate the disappearance of Jahari, the biggest selling act of the record label. Jaxen, who used to be Jahari's bodyguard, already knows about her drug problem, so he decides to do the investigation for 50 grand, 25 now, and the other 25 upon actually finding the music star. Holland pays $25,000 cash, and Jaxen leaves his office. Just before leaving the building, he approaches Holland's secretary, asking for information that would be useful concerning Jahari's disappearance, and tips her before leaving. Jaxen returns to the club and informs Riri of his new gig, but he thinks it's not worth it since Holland is not a reliable person. However, Riri tells Jaxen her last known location, which happens to be with a guy named Money. While speaking with Riri, Jaxen gets a text from Gina. On his arrival at Gina's house, she seems really pissed and says that after a beautiful night together and a romantic gift she left at his house, including numerous calls, Jaxen had the audacity to ignore her. She is disappointed at the way he operates. He admits that he is better than this, attributing his lack of focus on their new relationship to his work, which has him in a bit of a fix. Jaxen claims he is only trying to protect her from getting into trouble when things go south. A few hours later, Jaxen finds Money and claims to have a secret matter to discuss with him. He tells Money about Jahari's record company, which hired him to find her. Jaxen makes Money call Jahari's phone, but no answer is gotten, so they quickly pay a visit to her house, which seems pretty torn apart. Jaxen finds a party invite for Man of the Year award and keeps it to himself. Money gets furious when Jahari is nowhere to be found. Then Jaxen calms him down, saying they need a plan and from now until the weekend he would figure something out. Jaxen attends the Man of the Year award party where he finds Holland, who doesn't know anything about her trashed apartment, blaming it on Jahari's heroin tantrums. He finds Lonnie, Holland's secretary, who identifies Yuen Song, a lady who spearheaded Holland getting the award after investing in the record company early enough. Yuen Song is pleased with Gina's work as an event planner and promises to employ her services for her upcoming functions. When Jaxen goes over, Gina introduces him as Mr. Jones. He exposes the reason for his presence at the function, which causes Gina to walk away. Yuen Song claims to know Jahari and wishes him good luck finding her. The following morning, Jaxen and Gina are caught in a drive-by, but he expertly takes them out, after which he notices that Gina was hit by a bullet. She is taken to the hospital. Jaxen takes the helmet of one of the shooters to a minibar, asking for the owner of the helmet. His inquiry leads to a brutal encounter with the guys at the bar, but he makes sure they got booked. After shooting one guy, the others comply quickly, stating that the shooters were hired by Holland. Jaxen storms into Holland's office demanding answers about the Jahari situation. Holland agrees that the record company was in a financial fix and he was leveraged out, so Song gave him a high interest rate loan he thought he could make an above-the-board deal to buy And when he failed to pay up, Song kidnapped Jahari, the company's best musician, and gave Holland 5 days to take the offering public and get her the money, or she would kill Jahari. According to Holland, it would be a crazy demand for Jahari's music if she died. He also claims that Song forced him to relinquish ownership of the Swerve Records tour to ease his debt, and when she heard Jaxen's involvement in the situation, she sent 2 guys to kill him. She made Holland hire the hitmen. Jaxen blames Holland for the entire mess, making sure he understands that this is now personal. Song grabs Holland for involving Jaxen, and it is revealed that he actually hired the hitmen and wasn't coerced to do so. She demands to know everything Holland told Jaxen about her operation, and gives him 48 hours to settle what he owes her. After obtaining Jahari's location from Holland, Jaxen and Money infiltrate the warehouse where Song operates from. They work with Riri and a few guys who pretend to have gotten a report for a gas leak in the area, causing a distraction for Money and Jaxen to find Jahari, who is seen tied to a chair.
I'm telling you I'm gonna be in here for a long time. Get off of me.
You take this elevator down, I'll stay and secure this floor.
Jaxen finds Jahari and a fight ensues in the warehouse. Song's bodyguards engage Jaxen in a fight which he loses and gets shot. Moments later, Jaxen wakes up and quickly finds Jahari, and together they go to the hospital where Bob Myers attends to Jaxen's injury.
How could you be so stupid?
Jahari discloses that Holland has a paper that shows that Song now owns her and the record label as well, but doesn't think he signed it yet.
We straight?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Where's Riri?
Oh, he back at the club.
When Jaxen goes to see Gina, he is told that she left already. The nurse at the reception tells Jaxen that Gina boarded a cab going to Swerve City Records. Song orders for Gina and Holland to be eliminated, but Jaxen phones Lonnie and gets her to give the phone to Gina, expressly stating that she should get out of the building immediately. When met by Song, Gina opts to use the restroom. She goes towards the back door, but unfortunately, the door is locked. Song's guards knocks Holland out cold. Jaxen and Money engage in a gunfight with Song's guards, and when it gets heated, Song is escorted out of Holland's office seconds before Money arrives and finds Holland lying lifeless on his seat. Song's guards find Jaxen, and another fistfight ensues. It takes him a while, but then he neutralizes both bodyguards, leaving him with Song to contend with. Song sees Lonnie hanging from the building by a rope, threatening to kill her. Jaxen promises to let Song go if she surrenders, but Song doesn't trust Jaxen. A fight ensues between them, and while at it, she cuts the rope, forcing Jaxen to grab it to save Lonnie. Shortly after, Gina pushes Song overboard with water from a large host. Lonnie is rescued, and when Jaxen meets Money in Holland's office, he shows him a document where Holland transferred ownership of Swerve Records to Money. When they leave the building, Money, who rigged Holland's office with explosives, watches it as it burns. He gifts Jaxen an SUV and opts to walk back home. This is Falcon Recaps. Thanks for watching.